watching rodeo and watching football.
I watched highlights, but
No, that's I've got a buy in fantasy football. But Kyle Pitts scored like 45 points in fantasy.
Yeah.
It's like,
good morning and welcome to the Hodgeback Sports Life and everything in between, right here on 106.9 The Country Giant. We're glad that you're with us this morning, Hodge, Misty, and Josh. Rocking and rolling. Christmas time is here. Doesn't feel like it yet. I guess this is probably what maybe Hawaii and Florida feel like for Christmas, except we don't hear any crashing waves of the ocean unless the wind picks up at Kirby. But we're glad that you're with us. We're brought to you by Latta Land and Cattle. It is time to celebrate grandpas in the NFL. College football is set, and some people are snubs and stole spots. We'll talk all about that. And a team is trying to win their 45th game in a row in their third straight state championship. Misty, Josh, how are we today?
I'm glad it's Friday. It's been a long week, great week. Josh and I were talking in the tunnel. This is just such a busy time of year. It's like every day after work, there's something going on, and
Right.
I'm just exhausted this week.
you're right. It has been very busy, and it's that the time of year it does lead to that. And you've got basketball going on. You've got different Christmas parties and things like that. You try to juggle multiple, and it's busy.
Do you ever feel like you think everything's good and like you think you have a night off, and then like your phone or something dings and reminds you have something else?
Yeah, that actually happened tonight where we were talking about next week, and I was like, okay, we're good on Tuesday, and then someone was like, no choir concert, and I was like, oh, I was like, why? Like,
Well, and I think and here's the deal. I totally get it. You've got sports happening. You've got all these things happening. A buddy of mine that has kids in the same situation. He's like, basketball game, choir concert, band concert. It's like everybody's trying to. It's almost like the equivalent of getting your finals in.
Yeah.
Hey, we can do a Christmas concert. Great.
Yeah.
We can do a
Yeah.
band concert. Great. Here's your final. And there's just so much going on. And
I love it. I mean, I do
Right.
love it because it's the most
Well-
wonderful time of the year, but it's just like,
Yeah,
your girl's exhausted.
start-
She's old now.
But here's the deal: you start understanding, Scrooge's point of view at times.
Right.
You kind of understand why he all bah humbug a couple of
Yes.
days. Cause,
yes.
Yeah.
and you're glad because it does mean your kids are involved, and it does mean that your kids are busy and they're not just sitting on the couch not doing anything. They are
Right.
busy.
Right.
But then sometimes their stuff gets in your way.
Oh yeah.
It does. I mean, because it messes with me because I'm very much like I have kind of a wind down routine. There's things that I feel like I need to take care of, and I like to sit on the couch for a little bit and watch some TV before I go to bed. So when I get home later from things, then it's like, how do I fit all my, then I end up staying up too late just because,
And the time change doesn't help. That it's 10 o'clock in the sky and it's 6 o'clock on your watch.
Yes.
Yes, it's like just dark.
Yeah.
But it is fun. We had a basketball game in Clyde last night, which it's one of those things that it wasn't terribly late, but it started at such a time that you couldn't eat dinner beforehand, so then you had to eat after.
What was your choice in food?
Well, we just we went to the Brahms. I hadn't actually been there yet, but we needed something fast and something that was on the way from Clyde to Buffalo Gap, so shoot off there at Antley Road.
Oh, so you went to Antley.
Yeah, so it was, because it wasn't much of a detour to get over there.
Right.
Like,
I'm a fan of Brahms.
it was good. I hadn't been
Like,
there yet.
are you a Brahms fan? Like, do you eat? I know you're picky, but
Well, no, but I'm just saying for people that eat out a lot, it's good, but I don't know.
It's not like the go-to.
I'm not going out of the way to do it, but now,
That's me.
but I will say
yeah.
that now they have, and let me check that back. It is good, but when it has everything, and their little market thing is pretty
It's
fantastic.
cheap too.
I was happy with the price. It's
Very cheap.
been since I've been to a Brahms.
Right, because you didn't know they existed except Wichita Falls up to that point.
Yes. But and I also have just this funny little tidbit to add. It's not really that funny, but
We'll be the judge of that.
Yeah.
When I got my computer to because I've started, it's really helped me with the show. I'm sure y'all listening can verify that.
Oh yeah, it's added to our ratings. We appreciate it.
But I started bringing my computer up here so I could use that for research, looking up things. It's been beneficial. But I grabbed it this morning, and Luke says to me, "Dad, I'm not sure if you want to take that." And I was like, "What's wrong?" And he said, "Well, I mean, it's kind of glitchy. Like the screen does things on its own." And I was like, "Well, what happened?" And I noticed there's a crack in the screen, and it is glitchy. It suddenly just moves. It clicks on things that I didn't click on. So
did Son notice that?
I think that was the roundabout way of admitting that he dropped the computer.
Okay.
But we didn't really come right out and say that. You just be aware
It's
that
one of
that's
those
not
deals
really.
that-
Just be aware that thing's really not working.
It reminds me of Tommy Boy. What did you do?
You might not want to take that. Was the exact so. Anyway,
Well, we appreciate the heads up, Luke. We really do.
So we'll be, I don't know, gathering some Christmas money to replace the old computer.
Yeah. Oh, it's all weird. Luke was mowing the whole back pasture
Yeah.
to help raise money for a new computer, which you can get here at the mall, which is where we are, the Mall of Abilene. Of course, great stores here. Come and get your shopping done.
See, look, it's trying to install an app.
It is.
On its own.
I just saw this, and it's
You just better hope it's a good app, because the way AI is now, you may have a weird app. You have a lot of explaining to do. Not sure why. I swear I said Brahms. Not sure why there's letters dropped. But anyway, so I'll let y'all figure that.
I'm with you.
Yeah, good job. Appreciate you understanding.
There's also a store in the Mall of Abilene that has those as well.
Yes, true. You can. We used to have a dummy, Josh. But anyway, so it's it's time for our Lawrence Hall headline report again. Lots going on, and we'll start with last night's NFL game. In case we get off too far into it, because I think it's an interesting game and it can roll in. We will say at 7:15, our Big Country Electric My Town segment, I mentioned the Gordon Longhorns trying to win their 45th game in a row, maybe even more than that, but trying to win their third state championship. Josh, I want to throw it to you real quick. Baseball winter meetings, couple of big signings in Major League Baseball this week.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy that Pete Alonso, who was one of the preeminent Mets. The Mets are obviously going through some stuff, but he signed with the Orioles, which was kind of not expected. Obviously, the Rangers had the trade that got Brandon Nimmo, so their two longest tenured players both left at the same time. And the Dodgers keep getting better, and that's frustrating.
Yeah, I saw one of the things I listened to again on Sportsmanlike. You heard me talk about that. Misty's our Michelle, Josh is our Canty, and I'm the Evan. Just how I think they're becoming the Patriot hatred of Major League Baseball.
I think it's even worse. I mean, at least with the Patriots, that like Tom Brady took his discount to I don't know what just happened.
No.
Tom Brady took his discount to play there. They kept kind of running, somewhat retread players through. Like Randy Moss had a resurgence there. That running back, what was it, Pickens?
Dylan.
Dylan, that's the one I was
Dylan.
looking for. That kind of we're waning in their career, but then somehow go to the Patriots and do big things. So I felt like that was different. But yes, I did hate the Patriots at the time. But the Dodgers, it's like the LeBron South Beach thing.
Yeah.
Just like we're
joining together.
We're gonna buy a team.
So far, it is working.
Yes.
And hopefully they'll eventually stop them. We mentioned last night, Thursday night football, Falcons over the Bucks. Bucks lose back-to-back weeks against the Saints, who had how many Survivor people, if you were in a Survivor League, still had a chance, lost last week. And if you didn't, for some reason, you thought there's no way the Bucks are going to lose again because they've got Mike Evans back, they got Godwin back, they were fully loaded, if you will. And then Baker Mayfield last night, and again, go back and look at it. We may try to find it, and either myself or Misty will put it on our Facebook page. Throws a big late interception at the end of the game to give the Falcons another chance. And I don't know if Kirk Cousins was inspired by AARP, Phillip Rivers coming back to the league, but a big.
Like, we'll shuttle down.
Yeah, that's right. We can do this. Let's go. We're the three oldest guys that anybody could have. With a huge game last night, Kyle Pitts. If you were needing a win in your fantasy playoff game, if you had him, you have a 45-point lead right now, unless somebody else had somebody. Big night last night, Atlanta 29-28. And the leader in the NFC South, if you had the Carolina Panthers on your bingo card on December 12th, congratulations. The Carolina Panthers are in first. And Baker, he took it on the chin last night when he kind of basically said that's on me.
Which I like. I like whenever they take accountability. But yeah, man, Baker's just really, I don't know what's going on. He's just kind of falling off.
They're in a bit of a funk. And if we would play Todd Bowles' press conference, I don't know if y'all heard any of that. I listened to it some this morning because when I was leaving the convention center, the Falcons were behind, and I was like, okay. And then I woke up this morning and saw that they lost, or that the Buccaneers lost. And I was listening to the post-game press conference of Todd Bowles. And if there ever was a need to be a sponsor of the dump button, it was then. Because every other word was the word that, oh my gosh, what's the kid off of Toy Story? Ralphie, when he dumped all the bolts and stuff, everything out from the tire or the lugs, and it went flying, except he didn't say fudge. Yeah, Todd Bowles was going to town.
That's a Christmas story. I was like, Toy
Me
Story.
too. I was like,
yeah, a Christmas story.
I was so.
Hey,
I'm not
in
following.
fact, he didn't even want a toy. He got a gun, and he shot his eye out, and Black Bart or whatever went down. But so anyway, rough night last night for the Buccaneers. And what stinks is they did it in what I think is one of the most underappreciated uniforms of all time, the orange dreamsicle uniforms, which ironically was when they went 0-17. So maybe they were haunted by Christmas past with their uniforms.
Let's just hang them up.
Yeah. But the benefit that the Buccaneers do have is they play the Panthers 2 more times to end the season. So that will benefit them as well. So again, that's our Lawrence Hall headline report. Falcons win last night 29-28, and baseball trading cards are happening with the winter meetings. When we come back, we'll have Coach Mike Reed from Gordon, again, trying to win their 3rd state championship in a row. They've done it all on the road, and they're going back on the road to a very familiar place, AT&T Stadium, next week. We'll be back with Butter right after this.
45 games in a row.
And it may be more than that because I don't know when they lost their one.
This computer is worthless.
That is so impressive. No, I saw what you meant. I was like, all of a sudden I could see something moving out of the corner of my eye and you weren't touching
Well,
anything.
it just went to this, and I can't.
I was like, are you looking at board shorts?
Yes.
He's trying to give him some jams that we had back in the day.
Yeah.
You remember the jam shorts?
Yes.
Which all they really were just shorts that were long, but for some reason we gave it a clever name and called them jams.
I thought they were called jorts.
That's what they're jeans.
Oh, jean shorts are jorts. Okay.
Jams are like the original board shorts.
Okay, I've never heard that. I thought jams were like jammy pants.
Jeans.
Like I didn't know that jams.
Maybe I'm about to ask the question because you are so much younger than us, okay?
Oh gosh. Okay.
I know.
I really have never heard of jams. I thought that was jammy pants.
But do you? I'm trying to remove this and not be a problem, so I can call Butter. Did you grow up watching Stuart Scott?
No, I saw that and I have no idea who that person is.
Okay.
Never heard of that person. Yeah, I'm not familiar with who is it?
So he was a legendary, what would you call him? ESPN anchor.
He was on SportsCenter when I used to appointment TV watch SportsCenter every morning.
Like maybe if I saw his face. Let me
Google
it.
Stuart Scott, because what I want to talk to us about to make is,
Did he pass away?
well, he died about 10 years ago with cancer.
Oh, okay.
And they did a,
Oh, this guy?
mhm.
Yes. Okay. Yes, I do. I remember his face.
He called football games and, like,
Yeah, but I don't like recall him like his voice or anything, but I do recognize his face.
He was notorious. I mean, he came up with catchphrases. He was awesome.
That's cool. Yeah, no. Like I said, did not know that that was his name.
Butter.
Butter. Why is he called Butter?
I don't know. Yeah. Yeah. Marwitz. No, I don't know that guy. That would have been pretty cool. I will tell you that the guy that he was playing against, Jeff Smith, he and I coached together at Merkel. Yeah, Jeff was at Dimmitt, left Dimmitt, went to Anson. I went to Dimmitt, and then we both left and went to Merkel. He's a good dude. I thought he might win it, or not win it, but get to AT&T. Hey, who won it? Oh, Joaquin Phoenix. Oh. I don't either. We got one more commercial. We'll come back. Hey, real quick, have y'all won 45 in a row? Is this going to win 45, or how many of y'all won in a row? Or are you counting?
42 of our, well, 41 of our 43 games have been about 45-point rule, and this year we 45 to everybody but the 11-man team.
Okay. All right, we're coming back. Welcome back to the Hodgeback Sports Life and everything in between. When you hear that, you know it's time for our Big Country Electric My Town segment. And I'll be honest with you, he's one of my favorite people on the planet, even getting to coach against him and all the things. You want a guy leading your kids, leading your program. It's this guy joining us on our Pest Control phone line, the head football coach at Gordon with the week off. I don't know if they go to Cancun like they do in the pros, but joining us from Gordon on our Pest Control phone line, Coach Mike Reed. Coach, how are you doing this morning?
We're in Hawaii right now, and we're just kind of enjoying things, not just watching any film, just trying to mentally prepare for the next week and just kind of rest our legs a little bit.
Well, that's nice. If you're doing that, the time change, I appreciate you getting up that early or late or however you want to look at it. Coach, you are one of the few on the planet. There's some others, a guy at Carthage and, people in the Lido. They understand this time of year and it's the way it is. And I don't think we ever get used to it as coaches or take it for granted. But what has this week been like? What has this year of being on a roll? And of course, we had you on earlier. You guys obviously been the road warriors. How has it been differently this year?
Well, to be honest with you, like you said, when never gets old and you never take it for granted. So, for our kids and our practices and things like that, it's been really nice to just know what to expect. And it's also, not to just stress the big, the small stuff. Like you just take each day, you got new tasks that you need to do to get better. And then, not to take the opponent for granted at all. That this stage that the best teams are left and, you don't look at what they've done early in the season or even mid-season or even late season. You look at what the task ahead of you. The kids, know the experience and know the importance of what lays ahead. And so it's really easy to kind of get their attention and work on the things that you need to.
Well, and let's talk about there's no secret. It's been reported. It's been talked about the storm damage. Where are y'all now and in any of that rebuild, or is it, hey, we're not doing anything until we get out of this season? What's that status been on as far as rebuilding Rome?
Yeah, so obviously most people know how insurance works and things like that. And in public education, you don't necessarily get to pick your insurances or even your coverage. It's dictated by the state. So, sometimes where you as an individual sit there and say, hey, I want to use the little green lizard, or I want to use State Farm, or I want to use, Farm Bureau. We don't necessarily have those luxuries in public education. And so with that being said, we had a 30-year-old facility, wasn't ADA compliant, that, had so many, what it cost to build back then. And even though insurance takes a little bit into inflation, we were only able to recoup from a total loss, by the way. I mean, and people, I don't think sometimes people, when they hear like, man, you were hit by a tornado, it's just a total loss of facilities. And we were kind of able to recoup about 30% financially from that. And then being in a school district that's out there just to pass the bond, we had to pass another bond. And it did not go over well in the sense of, man, we know this needs to be rebuilt, but you're talking over 37 homes were affected also by this. You just passed a bond to build a 100-year-old school building that was falling down around you, and now you're asking again the cost of a sports facility, even though people in Gordon love their sports and understand the value of the sports, is still a human element behind it over, are we able to do this without destroying our own homes even more on top of they built their own homes. The bond did pass, but really the only thing that we've been able to substantially move forward with right now was the replacement of a football field, which allowed us to play one last home football game on October 31st, which was huge and inspiring the community that rebuild is coming, that good times are going to be ahead, that progress is going to be made. But right now we just have just the football field and the lights that will enable us to have one last home game.
Which is huge because you mentioned, getting able to do that, and you've got a senior son, you got a lot of seniors that probably thought about having what that last home game would be like at Gordon, and probably going into the season after the tornado, what for sure that was going to happen. So since honestly, I did not know that. Tell us, what was that not like?
Well, it was on May 18th, and it was, just a normal Sunday, and
I'm talking about the last home game that y'all actually got to happen.
oh man, well, you got to think about the population of Gordon is 500, and there was over 2,500 people at the high school standing around the track watching the high school. Our home fans took a severe hit, and through a construction company from Graham, Southern Bleachers, they were able to come out and repair the bleachers and get it serviceable to where we would be able to get people to sit in their home stands. We don't have any visitor stands or any fencing to keep people away. And we just opened it up for a huge night. 2,500 people showed up. The stadium lights that we have, the construction company Ellis said, we understand that the heartaches that you guys are going through. We understand your story. Whatever insurance says that they're going to give you, which was about 30% recovery, we're going to give you the exact field that the Dallas Cowboys play on every Sunday, and we're going to give you the lights as good as any 6A and 5A lights, and we're going to give you guys that at cost. Or not at cost, so we're going to recoup that. You just give us what the insurance gives you, and we're going to handle the next part out. So in order to have that generosity be able to happen, have the generosity of the people come out and celebrate that night. You're talking about kids that have watched every movie from, any sports movie that's ever made of just what a Friday night football should be like, what senior night should be like, what, homecoming queen and king should be like. We have a really, really good, proud community, and for them to have some normalcy. And then the night was capped off by one of the absolutely most beautiful fireworks show that you have ever seen in your life, from a guy that's out there by Alvord that just said, you know what, we love your story, we love your community, we understand the rebuild, and this is what we're celebrating. And he came off and put on a show that was as good as any Dallas fireworks show that you can imagine. And it was just really a celebration of hope, a reason to persevere and to not make excuses to not be successful, to just continue to strive every day. And, for these kids, it was a reminder, too, every day that we practice, as you're watching that field being rebuilt, it was just inspiring to watch them practice every day on a field right beside where, that progress is going to be made.
Well, and I think that's the other big deal is that you're seeing this, and the 2020 seniors had to deal with the hardship of COVID and losing things. This group of seniors is having to deal with a whole nother deal of adversity that they're going to look back on years and years down the road to probably help them through life, through a marriage, through a job, all the things that you can work through some things. And so you're at this point. I mentioned it earlier in the interview about being familiar, trying to win. You've gone 12 and you went 12-1 in 2022 and undefeated ever since. Talk about the Rankin Red Devils. They're probably thinking they're doing the David Goliath, they're doing the Hoosiers, they're doing all these things. How are you guys staying focused and embracing the father-son one more game?
When you talk about the Rankin Red Devils, that without a doubt, before you can even start on any players, they have 4 or 5 coaches on their staff that have all been head coaches that are working with Coach Avalos, who's the head coach there. And I understand the pride that Coach Avalos of the Rankin Red Devils has because he is a graduate of Rankin. In fact, in 2007, when we played Richland Springs for the state championship game, we played him in 2007 in the state semifinal in San Angelo, Texas. And for him to be able to punch his ticket, as a coach in San Angelo to get there, in his high school, senior year, he ended on that field. There's an amount of passion and drive that I know is just burning in Rankin right now. And they have just such a great staff of guys that have been head coaches that have sat there and said, we're going to fulfill our role as an assistant coach. They have a lot of familiarity. The head coach in May last year is an assistant coach that's at Rankin. Well, May was who we played in the playoffs last year. So we don't have a familiarity necessarily with the Rankin players per se, what matchups might be, what athleticism might be. But he has a direct information to that because that's who we played last year in the playoffs. So they have a huge advantage over us right now as far as being able to understand matchups and things that they need to, and a passion and burn. You have to remember that Westbrook was trying to play for a repeat when we came onto the scene and derailed the repeat. It's important for us that we write our own story and we don't let somebody else rewrite our story. So the biggest thing we know when we talk about the Rankin Red Devils is that's the Gordon team right there. That's the first team on the scene that's got a head coach that's in the passion of driving for his community. And now they're coming to AT&T to derail the repeat. And we're not going to let somebody rewrite our story.
Well, and you're exactly right because you went back home as well. Couple things, and we got a little about 2 minutes left. Talk about getting to coach one last time next week with Stryker and all that senior bunch.
Do it.
Well, not only your son, but that group of seniors one last time next week.
Yeah, I think this has been, talked about multiple times. Me to you, and even in the press conferences and stuff at the state championship games, I haven't got to. I have 10 sons. I have 10 senior sons. I have a whole lot of 28 sons that are on that team. That's how I coach. They're all my kids, and I treat them all the same, and so forth like that. It's one of the things that I have always kind of. I don't know if I get older, look back. I mean, it's nice having a Stryker as my son, be on this team, obviously. But I haven't really got to enjoy it the way that most parents get to enjoy it. And I'm excited for his next chapter. He's going to the Air Force Academy to do football and run track for them. And I'm excited to be a dad. I cannot wait to be a dad. We'll take our son-father moments at this time, but his coach and them being my player has always been a relationship that's worked the best for us. And then he meets his dad when he comes home at that night. And, I watch it on TV, and live stream it and just kind of make sure that I can enjoy it a little bit as a dad there and talk about the game with them as a dad. Those are the small moments that mean a lot to me. But as far as the experience in doing it, it's player coach, and we have a job that we need to do, and that's what works for us.
Well, let's end it with this. He's going to have some familiar buddies. One of the things that took place that some people may not know is you left and you took a stint in Hamilton to coach some 11-man football, and for the first time in school history, the Hamilton Bulldogs, and some of you mentioned in a text we had last night, Strikers buddies will be joining you guys at AT&T next week. What will that mean, having those guys there with y'all as well?
And Hamilton is a phenomenal community, and passionate about their football. And it dates all the way back to when they were competing against the Salinas, to try to get to Jerry's World. Going to the state championship football game is one of the most difficult things to do in the coaching profession. And to know that the passion that Hamilton has, Coach Marowitz is a phenomenal coach. And from my standpoint, and these kids that were in Striker's class, his first and second grade class, they won the youth Super Bowl against Grandview and Alvarado and Glen Rose. And then the third and fourth grade year, they turned around and won their Super Bowl again against, Alvarado, Bemis, Toller, Grandview. There's a lot of passion football and a lot of passion parents in that group right there. And to sit back and follow them on Facebook since I've left and watch them grow and to watch them go through, Casey Jones, who was a phenomenal coach, and now Coach Marowitz, to be able to kind of finally, punch this thing. I want to give credit to the group last year. It takes a lot of times in coaching, you have to have that group show you. It's almost like the guy that broke the 4-minute mile. Never been able to be broke. And as soon as one guy breaks the 4-minute mile, what happened after that? 17 other people broke the 4-minute mile. And that's kind of what happened with that group last year. And for this group to punch that ticket, I can't wait to see the red and black. It's the only red and black team I can pull for, by the way, And so I love that the red and black is going to be filling the stands, and it's going to be mixed in with a lot of black and gold in there, and hopefully cheering them on to win us the championship.
Well, Coach, I appreciate you taking the time. I know that's one perk is you get a little bit of time off before next week, and I will be there again to cheer you guys on. So looking forward to seeing you again as always. And again, congratulations, and we'll talk to you soon and go get that third one.
Thanks. I'm gonna jump on the plane and get back and finish this mimosa, and we'll see you guys next Wednesday.
All right, sounds good. That's Coach Reed, and we call him Butter. He'll be there trying to win another state championship, add a ring to the finger again, and watch a team that he also helped coach and mold as well. One of the best in the business, Coach Mike Reed. When we come back, a lot of issues in college football happening on the field, off the field. We'll talk about those right after this. We'll be back. Thanks, buddy. No, Josh does. We were confused. Josh Thweet's a good buddy of mine. Josh Greer is my co-host. But yeah, I told him that, and he's like, "Yeah, I remember Coach Reed." So, all right, love you, man. See you, bud. All right, bye.
Right. I'm gonna go put it here real quick. I just love the tree. So festive.
Did y'all beat Clyde?
It was 56-2. They scored 2 points with about 30 seconds left when it was like the like third string was playing. Yes. I think the 18 gave up 4 points, scored 60, I think. Say again, sorry, real quick. What?
But I think I got a pretty good.
I know Army was in there.
Yeah,
I think Army, SMU.
Yep.
I picked SMU to win the ACC, which
They should have,
yeah, not that that gets you in.
Yeah.
but it should.
I've read so many dumb takes. Somebody like I read one the other day that about how bad the picks were, that were in there, and they're like based on the strength of schedule and the power index, or whatever. This is the top 12, and obviously it was some SEC apologist because it was like 8 SEC teams.
I'll tell you who's getting bashed is that Notre Dame AD.
Yeah, but then the other part of that was funny is it had BYU in there because apparently their power index is like high because based on their strength of schedule and their wins or whatever, some computer program, and it was like I saw this on X, and like the first comment is like, so you're telling me that strength of schedule matters more than losing to a team twice head to head?
Yeah. How about which coach just got fired? Well, Michigan, for the girlfriend and all the stuff going on there.
Not only did he get fired, Misty, he's still in jail.
Yeah, well, I mean,
he's still in custody.
What he did was
do we know?
Unlawful.
Huh?
I heard,
did he take her without consent?
What I read, and this maybe I need to look it up again. That he broke into the girlfriend's house and was threatening to kill her. And,
because it got out, or
let me look it up because
so real quick, what do y'all want to come back in? I mean, to me, that's the headline.
Yeah, let's come back with that.
Okay.
I'm gonna look up the story. But I think the DoorDasher told on him. There's been so much, y'all.
Oh my gosh.
I have a funny story about this song.
Hodge, you got a mind like a steel trap.
I love that song.
Why do I have a mind like a steel trap?
Because every last Christmas you played that song.
I gave you my
to
heart.
make me mad. And the Christmas before that you played that song to make me mad.
So funny story about this song. So just this week, I was actually singing this song in my office, and I was like, just to myself, and I guess it was a little louder. And the old CFO walks by whenever I said, last Christmas I gave you my heart. And so he walks by, and then he comes back and pokes his head in, and he was like, what are you doing in here? And I was like, nothing. But it was perfect, almost like I was singing to him that, I gave you my heart and he threw it away, or whatever the line is.
Josh should know it.
I said that to my CFO this week, and it got a little weird at the office.
Well, in radio, we call that a segue, which is a little awkward since what we were about to talk about. One of the things, it's time for our Tyler Cagle college football report. Again, congratulations. Terry McCutcheon is our winner who got the most right. He got it right on the head as far as who was going to be in the college football playoff. We'll have a bracket. Josh, we're going to talk about that. What we're not going to do with the bowl, correct, Josh? We're just going to go college football playoff.
College football playoff. Right.
There'll be enough in that. We don't know who's going to play.
The bowls are seriously lame.
It's a struggle.
I was looking through, and it was just looking at the bowl schedule. There are a few games that have teams that you even know who they are. I mean,
right. Well, and you don't know who the player's going to be. You don't know any of that, and so we'll talk more about that in a moment. With that, but it is time for our Tyler Cagle college football report. Appreciate Tyler Cagle being with us throughout the year of college football. I do want to throw this out before we get into the college football playoff. It did make our Lawrence Law headline report because honestly, we need some time. College football jobs have been filled, and what we thought they were all filled as of last week at the end. James Madison brought in Billy Napier, Eric Morris at Oklahoma State. We all know about Lane Kiffin, and we've already tried to inconvenience him. If you've ever thought about downloading the podcast last week, you should walk over there, and hopefully you won't have the walk-ins when you get there. But download last week's podcast. We thought the college football jobs were all filled. Well, 2 days ago, another one opened up. and it wasn't one that anybody thought was going to happen. University of Michigan football job is now open. Matt Campbell, another one that happened. Penn State finally got filled. It went to Matt Campbell. Michigan fires head coach Sharon Moore for in an inappropriate relationship with a staffer and fired him with cause. And so now one of those that would probably be, Misty, would you agree, maybe on the outside looking in of pushing to maybe being one of those top 5 jobs in the country, maybe at 6 or 7?
Yeah, I see what you did there. Yeah, no, I would agree.
Is now open.
Yeah.
And I don't want to speculate a whole lot. I want to be sure we read and give you the facts because we are true journalism here on the Hodgeback. And it's real people's lives at stake here. But fired with cause, and my understanding, and I've looked, and again, Adam Schefter, you see him on ESPN, he's a graduate of Michigan. My understanding is Coach Moore is still in custody. Misty, do you have any other info on this?
I am seeing the same thing. It looks like he's going to have an arraignment. And so as of right now, I believe he is still in custody. But yeah, a lot of speculation. I will not share openly what is all over the TikTokers of the world that are talking all about this. It's pretty bad.
And I will say that's the thing. When you start looking, because of AI and because of TikTok, and because you can insert anything into a picture or video, you want to make sure your sources are right, what you're reading.
Right. And so we'll not share that on the air. But feel free to, go do your own research. But yeah, it appears that they've got some credible evidence of the relationship. And so we'll see what comes out.
And 39 years old, making $5 million a year. And Josh and Misty, with cause, that means there's no buyout, correct? They don't owe him any money.
You're not getting any money out of all this.
Right.
Okay,
no
so
way.
no money there. So on ESPN.com, former Michigan head football coach Sharon Moore, who remains in custody as a suspect in an alleged assault, is expected to appear in court for arraignment Friday. The Pittsfield Charter Townsmanship Michigan Department of Public Safety announced on Thursday. The Washtenaw County Prosecutor's Office told ESPN that it does not expect a decision Thursday on whether to file criminal charges against Moore. Authorities have yet to release details about Moore's arrest other than to say that he remains under investigation. This was yesterday at 11:30 Eastern, so obviously some time has happened. There could be more news now.
According to the New York Post, it says the 39-year-old married man of 3 obviously was booted within
married man of 3.
Married dad. He was busted on criminal charges for allegedly breaking into the home of his executive assistant with a knife in hand, according to the New York Post.
Pretty heavy.
Yeah.
Pretty heavy situation. Michigan, again, out of nowhere, this happens. Set to go play Texas in a bowl, as Josh mentioned. I'll be honest with you, I'm not sure which one that's even called. I think it's the Cheez-Its. Yeah. There's a lot. There's a lot of things that go with that. But so now they're trying to figure out who fills that job. Dan Orlowski was talking yesterday on Get Up about how you better not rush this thing. You better go find the right guy. Because you're coming off of winning a national championship, Jim Harbaugh going to the NFL, and then you got this guy coming in and really had been successful on the field. Had beaten Ohio State and, been pretty successful. And then you run into this situation here. They've said Kalen DeBoer. They've even said, hey, go check and make sure Matt Campbell's ink isn't dry yet on the Penn State job. Man, just a sad situation. And it's going to be one of those things that you're going to see details. Like I read one thing from 11:30 yesterday, growing to more details that come out. And
I think she's okay. I haven't seen anything that she was, it's a legend. So I think that she is okay. But yeah, the breaking into her home with a weapon is it's bad.
I think she's okay because she's deleted all her social media accounts.
Yeah, there's a lot of other things going on surrounding this story, but as this came to light, he really kind of went spiraling. And wanted to, shut her up and shut this thing down, and then now it's all over.
It's a terrible panic when you get fired, and then that's your next move.
Yes.
Will he talk?
I don't know. He was arrested at church, interestingly enough.
Yeah, he was at a church.
His wife gave police his location on the Find the Phone app.
Oh,
But
wow.
I mean, obviously people make mistakes and do things, and then as they say, the chickens come home to roost, and it's you gotta think through these things. Obviously, if you can't, I guess say if you can't handle the heat, stay out of the kitchen.
Right.
You make decisions, you do things that you shouldn't do, and then when that comes back, what the reaction to that was. And it reminds me of a quote once that I saw from Nick Saban.
Not yet, but
He said to just something along the effect of he would never step out on his wife because you can never do that with someone who has less to lose than you do. Being a head football coach, somewhere like that, it's like you obviously have a lot more to lose than a student staffer.
Right.
Right. And so just thinking, that process of you made this decision, you did something where you obviously, married, 3 kids, a premier job in your field, and then you do something like this, and that's.
I mean, and until Singeti did what he did with Indiana, it was the number 1, number 2 battling job in your conference, and then number 6 to 7 in the country.
Right. I mean, they're one of they are one of the premier football programs. I mean, they've got they're in the top 4 or 5 in national championships won by a school. I don't remember exactly where they're at on that list, but they're up there.
Yeah.
So and obviously a passionate fan base that can run you out of town on a moment's notice. But
and they've made Biff Poggi.
His name is funny. He looks funny.
I mean, I guess I don't think he'll be the guy that'll get the job, no matter if they beat Texas 100-2.
Biff. That must be a family name or something.
Yeah. Or I'm wondering if it's a nickname like Hodge.
Biff.
Biff.
Well, I mean, maybe he watched Back to the Future was his favorite movie. But anyway, again, we'll talk more. We'll add more to the Tyler Cagle football report at the top of the hour. When we come back, we're going to open Misty's bag. But again, Michigan head football coach Sherrod Moore fired, still in custody, appear in court today, and that job is open. Nobody saw that coming. When we come back, Misty's back.
Yeah, apparently he was in custody for his own protection.
Huh?
Yeah, he's
in that's what
Yeah.
they didn't get bonded out or bailed out because he's
Well, I've heard that
on
he
his own for his own protection.
says the wife and alleged mistress were friends on Instagram. More coming out. Y'all
Corey-
sports.
Corey Jenkins says that TikTok probably more reliable than.
Well, yeah.
I think he's joking.
Well, the stuff coming out on that is saying that the girlfriend didn't. She wasn't the one that spilled the beans. That it was somebody else that showed up
Shocker.
to the school with a delivery from a DoorDash driver. So I'll text in the what the DoorDash driver was delivering.
I have not verified this myself. I don't know if I need to review the evidence, but apparently it was a tape of them
Oh, okay. I didn't hear that.
Misty, will you do me a favor again? I'm still working with trying to get the Misty. Will you work with me? I'm trying to still work.
The thing is, like she's not just kind of like a nobody. Like her dad's like the assistant GM for the Chicago Bears. You know, like
The girlfriend?
yeah. So
You're fine.
someone-
You're fine. That's enough.
That's
someone
enough.
that at least some
You can
people
take
know,
that back.
You know, like the fact that her name and picture got out and is everywhere. How embarrassing is that for like
Yeah, no, that's bad news.
her entire family?
Yeah, no, that's bad.
Okay, I think we may have found it. It's going to be a little bit of a cluster for me here.
But see, here's the thing. Like and
Again,
this is-
Facebook
this-
Live. I know you know that.
I know. I'm not gonna say, but just the lurid details of the whole deal. But like, if you were,
Oh wow! I just read your text.
Yeah, that is what I saw this morning on somebody reviewing the TikTok.
if you were in any sort of like position like that, especially at a place as rabid as like a Michigan and how bad Ohio State people hate this. If they could find dirt on you to like blow up your
yeah.
program, they would do it. You know,
Yeah,
like
this
just-
is gonna be, yeah.
and
Oh,
so-
you've given them fuel for the rest of their lives.
Yes,
Yeah.
but so that makes it even more stupid to do something like this because you know people are out to get you.
Right, yeah,
Like, just
that's so high profile. Yeah, again, and I don't know because there's so many things swirling, so what I sent in there is probably not even true, but that is what is being put out there,
But she knows what as I do.
that the driver delivered that.
But she knows what as I do is at part of it. There's either a bit of truth or enough to make it think that's one of the suggestions.
Right, I know, so I'm
Like that's one of your AB.
but it
Pardon
makes-
the pun
it
on the B
does
part,
kinda make
but
sense.
ABC.
Right,
That's one of your choices.
it makes sense that it could be true only because of the spiral. I'm like, oh my gosh, this can't get out, like, I've got a
well,
wife
no, I mean,
and kids and.
I totally get the spiral.
Oh, yeah,
I
for
mean,
sure.
like, you know, you think you're being sly and
Right.
and you know,
Yeah,
and
and you got,
now you
got
realize
caught.
like my wife's gonna leave me, I'm losing my job.
And my kids.
Everybody in the country knows, you know,
Well,
because
and-
he was a guy who openly talked about being a Christian, you know, so it's like that makes it even more, you know, like, not, you know, not that Christians can't mess up. but-
Well,
Right,
and
of
that's
course,
the
we're all-
thing, I mean-
We're all sinners,
but-
yeah.
But it makes it even more of a, you know, if you're an outspoken that, and then
Right.
you get busted there, that's even worse.
Yes,
And
yeah,
then,
no, it's like
Uh,
bad.
um,
It's gonna be very interesting as the details unfold, just what is true.
yeah, so he kind of, I can totally get, like, if you're, it's all of that falling down, snapping and being like, I have no choice but to end it.
Yes,
You know,
yeah.
like, I mean, not that, like, you know.
And I'm gonna end both of us.
I've never been in, you know, just never had that thought, you know, but at the same time, it's like that just rumble of everything suddenly, it's like, what, you know, like,
Will you, when you come back, will you, I'm sending you this, like, when you come back, talking about the second hour.
Right now, I can just roll into your bag, right?
Yep.
Breathe. Breathe. Breathe.
Welcome back to the Hodgepodge, sports, life, and everything in between today as we get rocking and rolling on this Friday morning. So it is time, you know, I like to torture Hodge and Josh weekly with a mystery question. It is time for Mulligan's bag. And so, of course, y'all know Mulligan's is one of our hot spots. We love all of our sponsors. They've always got something going on at 1166 Ben Ritchie Drive. A lot of Christmas parties happening. I know that I think my husband's company, they're going to be having their party there. All the parties are going on. I don't know if they have any availability, but definitely don't sleep on the patio at Mulligan's. It is climate controlled. Just a really cool atmosphere. They've got the new roll-up, kind of those garage doors that are see-through, so you can see the range. You can just see everything that's going on, and it's just a really fun atmosphere. And so if you need a gathering of any sort, be sure to reach out to Mulligan Sports Bar, Grill, and Golf. All right, so today we're going to talk about, we've been kind of rocking and rolling with this Christmas thing that's happening in a couple of weeks, if you've heard of it. So I was thinking about just everything that I know I am purchasing for everybody in my life. And I started thinking about...
Thank you for thinking of me.
Yes, I started thinking about toys. And so just toys now versus back then. And so this is kind of where this came up with. So I want to know, what is your Mount Rushmore of the all-time best toys?
Well,
the original Nintendo's got to be up there. I don't know if I can start, but I will.
well,
You did.
why can't you
He's like, it's fine, it's the Nintendo.
I would say Nintendo is up there. I mean, you people that said, "Oh, I had the Atari or Pong," Nintendo was it. And congratulations to everybody that knows how to, I guess, track what we like or whatever. Like, when your computer was having its wig out earlier on what to advertise to you. There's a T-shirt company that does these throwback things, and they had one T-shirt with all these numbers on front of it. I was like, man, that looks familiar. And then I realized it was the cheat code to go straight to Mike Tyson on Mike Tyson Punch Out.
Oh, yeah.
So you didn't have to battle Sandman or anything. You just went straight to Tyson.
Legitimate question.
I could probably still do the.
What's a what?
What's a Pong?
It was the Atari ping pong game where you slide the thing back.
And you-
Oh,
Ding.
okay.
It was the first air hockey that wasn't air hockey.
Okay. I don't
Right?
know a Pong.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
All right, so I've got Nintendo as one of my Mount Rushmores.
I probably still know the cheat code on Contra to get 30 lives.
Up, down, left, right, BA, select, start.
Yes.
How did y'all learn these things?
I have no idea. Someone told you.
I mean, but yeah, like how many hours?
There wasn't even
and
an internet, so I have no idea how people figured this out.
It's the same reason we knew phone numbers. Because you had to dial them to call anybody. You don't have to do that now. You look up Misty. I don't know your number. I don't know Josh's number. I know my mom's.
I only know one number.
And I know Tracy's.
Yeah, that's it.
555.
If I go to jail, like I'm so screwed. And I hope that they let me borrow my cell so I can get some numbers. Because I would be.
There's no way that I'd be curious to know that. We can check out Tyler Cagle. We can call him.
Yes, we need to know if you get arrested, do they let you have your cell just for like a minute to get a number?
Nope.
You don't think so?
You're stuck.
But that's.
Throw away the key.
I don't know.
Life in prison because you can't call anybody.
Don't go to jail. Let's
that's
keep.
plan A. Good.
I mean, plan A. Don't go to jail.
All right. So give me some more.
All right. Well, I had several toys that I really liked, and I loved G.I. Joe men.
That tracks.
So there was one like holy grail of a G.I. Joe thing that I never got. And in hindsight,
Leanne, I hope you're listening. Get it for you now.
In hindsight, it makes total sense why I didn't, because it was like incredibly expensive. Because I can remember seeing it at this was the pre-Super Center Walmart days, like
just the regular
Walmart, they closed at 9 p.m. But this giant box, it had an aircraft carrier.
For all of your little men.
Yeah, and you could put the G.I. Joes, it opened up, you could put them in there. It had little battle stations that would shoot the missiles.
I'm going to need you to...
Did it make noise?
I'm going to need you to put the people in suspense while we do the legal ID. Can you plug the bank? Kicking off in hour number 2.
Hodgeback. Settle in right now. It is time for the Hodgeback Sports Life and everything in between with Josh, Misty, and Hodge. It's time for hour 2 of the Hodgeback.
Welcome back to the Hodgeback Sports Life and everything in between, where we're kicking off hour number 2, and we want to thank our sponsors and our Coleman County State Bank sponsor. If you are looking for a mortgage right now, please give them a shout at 325-692-8660, and they will hook you up. Also, colemanbank.com is where you can go and get all of that information, and Tammy and her team will be glad to get you taken care of.
Be a great Christmas gift.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Last
Holidays.
Christmas, I bought you a house.
Wow.
Tammy hooked me up, and I don't have anything.
Yeah, and we're done.
And I got Josh a G.I. Joe. All right,
Yeah.
Josh, go ahead. Your G.I. Joe
apparently,
experience.
if you want to purchase me this G.I. Joe aircraft carrier, you can do so. I mean,
It's
Or-
still around?
Is it in the box like the Seinfeld episode?
It's in the box and available on eBay for $29,999.
Your
What?
parents should have done it, but you'd have ruined it. You'd have played with
it
it.
would have been busted.
Yeah,
in
you're
3
not getting
days.
that now.
It would have been
You'd
busted
have had to
in
be
3
doing what
days.
Luke did this morning.
Yeah.
You see what happened was.
Yeah. So anyway, I never got the aircraft carrier. I think at the time, if I remember, this was mid '80s. On the display at Walmart, I believe it was like $79 or $89. Which that's several $100s. I would assume, like equivalent for a.
So it's literally worth $29K now.
Well, I mean, I don't know if anyone's going to buy it, but there's one on eBay right now.
That's insane.
There's somebody out there right now, and we appreciate it. In fact, it'll probably be one of our people that download, subscribe, rate, review in Singapore or Costa Rica
Yes.
that's going to hear that, and it'll be there in a
It's
few
flying
weeks.
off the
Yeah.
shelf.
No doubt.
Yeah. So anyway,
All right, so we've got-
that was one I never got, but I loved it. My GI Joe, man, all died a terrible, tragic death. It was annihilation.
Well, I mean, war's tough. War's
Yeah.
tough. All right, so we've got Nintendo, the original. Don't give me no 64. Don't give me no Super Nintendo, the original.
I don't know the
There
Ken
was a
Griffey
Sega.
baseball on the Nintendo 64.
RBI baseball on the original. All the guys were heavy set.
Super Nintendo is what I meant to say.
Yeah,
Super
no,
Nintendo.
no, not as good.
No. RBI baseball was good.
Yeah.
Tecmo Bowl.
And Vince Coleman was so fast you could not ever get him out at first. Or Ozzie Smith, yeah.
The Cardinals were very good on that game.
Yes,
There was
they were
a
awesome.
lot of speed.
I still have one today,
Yeah.
and I play it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. That and double dribble, and Tecmo Bowl.
Yeah. Tecmo Bowl.
Lawrence
Yeah.
Taylor would block any field goal, extra point,
Yeah. All you had to do is go around the corner.
and Bo Jackson was unbelievable.
My favorite thing.
Cowboys were terrible on that
The
game.
Cowboys were terrible. My favorite thing to do on that game, if you were the 49ers, you had Joe Montana. If from anywhere on the field, if you just drop back all the way into your
End zone to end zone.
your own end zone, and chunked it, Jerry Rice would catch it for 100 and
Depending on how far he was in.
Right. It was unstoppable.
I love
You
how.
had to hit B 7 times, and then hit A touchdown.
Oh,
Like,
unstoppable.
so.
Yeah. It was like Gordon football. You cannot stop him.
I love
So
it.
that was always.
All right, so we got
Always fun.
Nintendo and GI Joe carrier that's now worth $29,000.
I mean, yeah, I picked like 4 for myself. I am, grew up poor, so my we did have a Nintendo. We did. Y'all are gonna laugh at this, but I'm just gonna say it. One of my favorite toys growing up was a Magic 8-ball.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Do y'all know what this
Oh
is?
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And you were like,
You would ask that question.
We,
Yeah,
we
yeah.
had one.
Yeah.
"Yes."
Another weird little thing, like similar to the Magic 8-ball, that was kind of that novelty thing, was we had that plastic deal. I'm not really sure exactly how you describe this. That has like those nails on it,
Oh,
and then you
yeah.
flip it over, and you
put
can
your
like
face in
make
it.
your hand, put it on your face,
Yes.
and you move it off, and you
And
sit it.
a
You sit it.
slinky.
Slinky
I
was
love
always
just to
good.
play with the slinky.
Do you remember? All right, I'm going to make a noise
Oh gosh.
and see if you get it.
There's a lot of things that bug.
There are a lot
Do
of
you
things it
remember the
does.
football game that you plugged in and it just vibrated?
See, that's one of those things that I never.
It was
really-
before us,
Yeah,
I don't recall.
but we
there
played
was
it.
one- there was
my
one-
my uncles had. I mean, they had one. Yeah,
that was what I was going to say. There was one at my grandparents'
Maybe one of
house
the
that
dumbest
had
things I
belonged
remember.
to either my dad or my uncle. That was like we discovered in a closet in those little plastic men, and then you could flick a field goal, and I don't really.
Yeah.
We all got excited. My brother and I, we sat it on the coffee table and turned it on, and I was like, what the heck is this?
Yeah.
Like,
I think we can go do this outside and move.
yeah. Like,
All right. So what else do you have?
An easy bake oven.
I feel bad. I don't know how to say this. I was going to guess that, but I didn't want to stereotype it that you did
He's like, you
and
would
of
look
course,
like someone that
a
would
Barbie
like that.
doll.
Yeah, Barbie is not on my.
that. See, I would not have Barbie. No offense. Which
Barbie
means you
was
might get
not-
offended.
You're trying to be a
No.
stereotypical.
But I think there's no way she had Barbie.
I did not play. I was outside playing sports, believe it or not.
Right.
I
And
was
then she'd
not
come in,
playing-
hey guys, I made some brownies for the
and
game.
Then, right, and then I was like, look, I just burned these brownies, and now I'm gonna ask my magic 8-ball if I'm ever gonna get married. I
That
remember-
light bulb got real hot.
Hey, the only thing that's crazy about the 8-ball is you never took the first answer unless it benefited you.
100%. Yeah,
Oh, no,
100%.
there's two baskets. It says what you want to
I
say.
remember being in junior high, and I was like, is this the year that I'm
Hey,
gonna
Google
get
that. How much is that
boyfriend?
now unopened?
Not a chance.
Like, what a
Hey, how much is
loser.
an 8-ball not open?
I don't know. Magic 8
Corey
I,
G.
bet they still make Magic 8 balls. I mean,
Oh,
I haven't
yeah.
seen one in a
And
while.
now my daughter has a magic 8-ball that's shaped like an Easter egg because I found one around Easter and put it in her basket. And the other
They
day,
stole the
It wasn't
Reese's.
funny?
and it's great. Yes, it wasn't. And I gave it to her, and we turned it upside down. And she was asking, is she gonna date someone this year? She's about to be 13.
Oh,
This
yeah.
is what
yeah.
you do.
Life-changing things happen.
Yes,
You,
you're asking
you
all
can get the
things.
retro style Magic 8 ball online for $11.
Yeah, they're
Oh,
They're
all right.
cheap.
So they're not near as
That's
nostalgic as we want.
cool.
Corey Jenkins, very good point. We appreciate Corey. He's a FOS friend of the show, no doubt. The Nerf football
Ooh,
was
that's a good one.
was a very. And do you remember when the turbo came out?
Yeah, the one that whistled when you
And
threw it. Yeah,
Yeah.
that one was a good one.
The
It-
turbo
like-
one, just by itself, it had little ridges in it,
Yeah,
and you could
um,
fling that
Some glow
sucker.
in the
yes,
dark
you could
now.
throw it. The original,
You could throw it like
poof-
Tecmo Bowl.
Yeah, the original poof football, the Nerf one. Like that was the first Nerf ball.
That never failed. Some dog, somebody,
Yeah, if
it
your
would be
dog
chunk.
looked at it, it came apart.
Yeah,
You
no
know,
doubt.
like-
What about like the basketball goal that sits on your door?
Oh,
Oh,
indoor
yeah.
basketball, yeah, a
Indoor.
lot of
Or-
games. Me and Rusty played a lot of
Yeah.
games.
That's a good
you
one
had different
too.
rules too. Like sometimes you had to play on your knees. You couldn't
Yes.
stand up.
I think that's a good one too.
That was always a good stuff. And one of my other favorite gifts, the one that I did get for Christmas that I specifically remember, was I got a RC monster truck.
Oh, yeah,
big
yeah.
tires. It was the first one that I don't even think these probably exist anymore. But did y'all ever have it wasn't a radio control car? It was like a remote control car that was on a wire.
Oh yes.
You
It was a
had to,
landline. It was a landline.
You had to
Racing.
follow.
It was a
You
landline
had to
remote control
follow it
car.
around,
Yes.
Yes,
So
100%.
when I upgraded from the wired remote to and this was one of those fairly big.
It was a big
It
deal.
was how I knew I was poor compared to my other friends. I was
Yeah,
like,
'cause
mine has a core.
Mine has a core.
All right, I will
But you
race
could
y'all,
make-
but I can
you
only
could
race
make
you
it
3
jump.
feet.
You could make the motor, the monster truck would jump things. It usually flipped over. The only bad thing about that was you had to plug it into the wall to charge it, and about 3 hours of charge time got you about 3 minutes of drive around time. So it was.
All right, so
Most underrated toy. Go.
underrated.
Most underrated toy.
Well, I mean, I think
Mine would be the Slinky.
I think
I
this.
just
I do like a slinky.
I just
You-
love
it's
a
like-
Slinky.
Yeah.
It's like a fidget spinner
And it's
before a
so
fidget
cheap.
spinner.
Yeah,
Well-
it's our fidget spinner back in the day.
I think the Slinky would be up there. I think another one's probably underrated is even as simple as the Nerf football was, how much you could get out of that.
Mhm.
And then another one, when you thought of cars, do you remember one that would run and then it would hit the wall and like
Bounce and go back
bounce or go back or shattered, and you had to put it back
Put it back
together?
together.
Yeah.
all the Hot Wheels tracks. Those.
See,
are
I
always
think the
great.
Hot Wheels were big because back in the day, I wanted to collect. Of course, a cop car was a cop car, but you had the Dukes of Hazzard. You got the General
I
Lee.
had the Dukes of Hazzard.
You got the General Lee. You got Daisy's
You
Jeep.
could
You
make
got
it
Jesse's pickup.
I had that exact thing.
Yeah, you had
This is so weird.
Boss Hogg's Cadillac
Yeah,
with the horns.
on the
I
front.
bet y'all had the Daisy
Cooter.
Duke character riding up in that Jeep.
Negative.
I did have some, and this is, a great mental image, but I did have Dukes of Hazzard underwear.
Oh, no, I had Dukes hat. Yeah.
What?
They were orange.
Oh, no doubt.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is special.
Never mind. I had a lot of those things. Da, 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 da. Time to change.
Generally was all, there were several of those that I had a model when you made models with the plastic cement that somehow ended up sticking things together that you didn't really intend to stick together. Then you were like, well, now I'm screwed.
Transformers.
This isn't going to work.
Yeah, but
I never could put the stickers on straight, and that would make me so mad. So then I stopped doing models. Good.
Right.
Did you run around in your Dukes of Hazzard undies?
Obviously.
Just by yourself, no shirt.
Oh yeah, just rocking.
No shoes, no
Yeah,
service.
he had the yellow shirt like Bo
Yeah.
Duke.
Yeah, just
like caveman style
get-
with the chest out.
yeah.
I can
I mean,
picture
it was rough.
Hey, well, if you've got it, hit us up on Facebook or on Twitter, and let us know what are your favorite toys. Mount Rushmore, all right, so we've got 3 of us and we'll get it at large, and we'll do the same thing with the bracket when we come back. We're going to give it to yours. I've got Nintendo. Josh, you going with the carrier?
Yeah, I mean, I'm going with the aircraft carrier.
Aircraft carrier.
I guess I gotta go Easy Bake Oven.
Easy Bake, and then in honor of the most underrated, the Slinky makes it to the Mount Rushmore. When we come back again, head over to Mulligan's. Go check them out. Lots of great time. A lot of football coming up. And one of the things that you can do is watch the college football playoff, and we'll talk about the bracket right after this.
I'm just picturing like Barrett, like your Barrett, running around in his little chonies.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I think that was Ethan used to do that.
whitey tighties that they were born.
Yeah, all boys. I
Hey,
feel
here's
like.
the deal. We didn't know any different.
Well, I feel like all boys.
And
do
and
that.
here's the other deal.
Even now.
And I know it's awkward. And then,
See, my boys have those the boxer
Yes.
like now.
oh, they're way hipper than we were.
Oh, way, yeah.
Because they're
Y'all
like
have the
dry,
same whitey.
they're like the dry.
You were just
fit.
glad you got colors.
Well, yeah. So was the rest of the world.
So was the old wash machine.
There's nothing more unappealing than a pair of whitey tights.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
I don't
This
care
camera,
how old
folks,
you
we're
are.
gonna work with it. Those that are getting Dramamine.
Oh no. Yeah, I don't care how old you are. Don't ever wear just straight up whitey tighties.
But
I would
here,
rather a white boxer brief. But when they're cut like a bikini, I can't. I'm out. Like I'm checking out. You're not getting any babes.
here's the thing. They're still selling because they're still on the shelf.
Well, yes, because there are, I think, I would say a lot of people that are maybe in a different generation than us are wearing them.
That's what I was gonna say. It's like, is anyone under the age of 60?
I was thinking, yeah, like 80. I know. I'm thinking this is like.
I'm gonna tell you, they're right next to the drawer with Brute.
Well,
And maybe that's
the transition of this. I can when I first
I gotta pee again.
when I first went to boxer shorts, they were baggy, so they weren't always comfortable.
Happy Thursday, Spike Refreshers. Weekend
The
flavors. Celebrate responsibly. Naturally flavored with other natural flavors. 21 and up contains alcohol. 2024 Molson Coors Beverage Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin beer.
At Larsall and Abilene, Black Friday sales event starts now. The Red Tag offers like 12,000 total savings on 2026 Silverado 1500 RST 3 Get 8 grand off in the store on 2025 Chevy Tahoe Premier. Or second run home of 2026 Equinox LT for just $549 per month. So don't wait for Black Friday. Red Tag sales today at Larsall and Abilene. Or business online 24/7.
Oh, we don't never mind. Go anywhere else.
We invite you to Mulligan's Sports Bar and Grill. Great value for only $12 a round. The best full menu in Abilene with an awesome atmosphere. You can enjoy
Bracket.
as you improve your swing. Happy hours Monday through Friday.
Are y'all still talking about whitey tighties? Or have we moved on?
Kind of.
For your next get together, Mulligan's
I think
Sports
I'm not gonna say it this close to Facebook. Never mind.
Just say it. We all wear underwear. Well, I guess not everybody.
Not everybody.
Josh isn't. Not today. No undies on Friday.
No, that's not comfortable.
Yeah.
That takes Casual Friday to another level.
Yeah.
I don't know how boys could go commando. That's weird.
I'm out there, Jerry, and I'm loving every minute of
Because
it.
it just seems like it could be a little painful.
You have to be careful.
Yeah, you just have to be very careful.
You got to watch that zipper.
Ooh.
Could become a problem.
I zip myself up in my onesie once when I was a child. I remember.
Oh.
That was a rough one.
Something about Mary did too.
Yeah.
Oh man, that gave me like chills.
Yeah.
That sounds painful. The other toy I really liked was a board game growing up, and it was called Guess Who.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That
Oh.
was
You put them down.
on my Mount Rushmore.
Do they have?
tour,
Do
that
they
was on
have?
mine.
Do they have glasses?
Yes, I love Guess
Someone would
Who.
always lie to you. You put down the wrong
It
one.
was basically like Battleship,
We checked.
but with
Are
people.
we good there?
It was great. So.
Welcome back to the Hodgepack. We are in hour number 2, again brought to you by Coleman County State Bank, colemanbank.com. Check them out. It's time to continue our Tyler Cagle college football report. We were talking about it earlier, Sharon Moore situation in Michigan. Let's talk about something that's happening on the field. Ironically, some of it off the field because some people quit, and Notre Dame is one of them. The college football playoff bracket is set. Snubs, stolen spots. Misty, did they get it right?
Do they ever? No, I don't think they ever do. I mean, you know what's so funny about this is I feel like, and maybe it's just louder for all the Texas fans this year, but it's so many people are up in arms over this. But if you recall, this happens on some level every single year.
Oh, there's always the odd.
But it's kind of like playing time. It's okay to talk. It's okay about playing time. I'm not going to talk about playing time till it's my kid.
Of course, and I
Which,
think
no
it's
offense, and we love
louder.
Kyle, and we
Yeah.
love Phil Hill, and
Yes.
we've got the right move coming up in our next segment. Sorry, so you said that you don't think they got it right. Is that what you're?
I don't think 100% they got it right. I don't know that anybody feels that they did. I don't know, but I would say if just no.
Where do you think they went wrong?
Well, I don't think that unfortunately for Texas, they kind of started heating up a little late. Do I think that they are a better team than, obviously, what, James Madison? Like, come on, y'all. Like, this is a joke.
But it's not their fault.
No,
Exactly.
no, it's not their fault.
It's not.
But I've read a lot of stuff about this, and I don't, if you want a playoff system to get like the best teams to then play each other to see who the number one team in the end is, then you don't need to have auto bids for
Exactly.
That's where they messed up.
I mean that's
Yeah.
because there's we're talking about playoffs.
Yeah.
And Tulane is playing Ole Miss in the first game, and they're a 17-point dog in a playoff game. Like that's just like.
It's not fair for the people that get to play them. Let me rephrase that. It's too big an advantage for people that get to play them.
It's a joke.
Well, and yes, because you look at this. You got Oregon and James Madison,
What's that spread?
I can't remember.
No,
But
you're good. I thought you had it. I got it.
well, no, I just looked at the spreads earlier and I don't have them all memorized. I'm not a complete Rain Man. But okay, Oregon's playing James Madison. Tulane's playing Ole Miss. There's I guess you're telling me there's a chance, but there's really not much of a possibility
Right.
of Oregon or Ole Miss losing one of those games. I mean, yes, Boise did beat Oklahoma, in one of the more famous, upsets in history. So, I mean, it could happen, but it's probably not going to happen. And then you have Miami playing Texas A&M. That is a more competitive game. It's a 12-point dog.
21 and a half.
21 and a half. Even more.
Wow.
And then Oklahoma is playing Alabama, which is like, so that's the whole point. Oregon and Ole Miss get what they would schedule during the season would be like a cupcake game, and
They
A&M
would be
plays
paying.
Miami.
They might be paying James Madison to come there.
Right. I mean, that's the level of that competition. And you got A&M playing Miami, which is not a a slouch, and then Alabama and Oklahoma are playing each other, and so those teams could lose, not make it to the next round, where the other team gets to like waltz into the next round.
Yes.
And so that shouldn't happen in a 12-team playoff.
Right.
Obviously, it happens in a 68-team playoff that you have in basketball because everybody and their dog makes it, and yet we still argue over who got snubbed. There's
Right.
there's 68 teams in there,
Yeah,
and you're
every
mad
year.
that you didn't make it. But like,
So let me ask you this. I asked Misty. She said, no, I don't think they ever get it right. And she is right. But did they get this 12 teams because of the way the rules are? Those two that got in because Duke beating Virginia, and it wouldn't have been much different than people getting left out because if Virginia beats Duke,
Virginia has no business being in there either.
right? But if Virginia beats Duke, they would have been in, and James Madison would have been out.
Right.
But you still would have been debating on whether or not Texas should have still been in or not,
No, I see.
or Vanderbilt should have been in. So
I
do
have
you
to-
think the 12 that are in there are correct?
Well, according to the rules, the teams that are there, yes. If you follow the rules that they have, yes. Now, I think that there should be one of two changes, not both. One, you scrap every bit of automatic qualification, and it just goes to, we're going to rank the top X number of teams, and they're going to make the playoffs, would be one. Or two, go to a system like they do in basketball, where you set the number of teams and everyone who wins their conference makes it to the playoff. Like that, because then you're like, I know the ACC had some beat downs, like had weird circumstances, that Miami isn't in the conference championship game, but now they're in the playoff. SMU, kind of stumbled when they had a chance to do something and go, and so the ACC hurt themselves. But the automatic qualifier thing either has to be full go or none.
I think you got it. So they're going to have to change another thing again this year. In that, I think one or two things. They either need. Would you watch? What do you think about the bowl games? When I think bowl season outside of CFP, what's the first word? Just give me. How would you describe college football bowl season outside the 12-team bracket? Give me one word. Go.
Trash.
Garbage. Yeah. There's like
there's very few to watch.
Go. Sorry.
Unwatchable, because you don't know how
don't.
you don't know who you're going to watch. Here's why I think they're okay. They're good because kids get to go experience a game. They're not going to go to the NFL. They get one last group. It's a fancy field trip. I'm okay with that part of it. When it comes to the football part, it's not that great. I think they are to go to a straight FBS group of 5 playoff. Would you have any interest watching those people, those schools play for a national championship on their own, like we do with, unfortunately, ACU lost last week to Stephen F. Austin? Would that be more entertaining? Could you still make some money off of that way?
Well, yes, they're going to make money. The problem is, and we talked a little bit about this last week with like the spirit of the fans and things like that. When you get into some of these lower Division I schools, they don't have the same kind of fan base and following, obviously, that some of the bigger ones do. And that's not offensive to, like, I said, no offense to ACU or Tarleton or whatever. They do have very good fans. They have people that are passionate and love their team, just not near as many of them as Texas does.
Right.
So I think that you have the Division II, the Division I, whatever CS playoffs,
Right.
and that I'm sure that they make. I guess they make enough money to keep doing it. I don't know where like all the revenue necessarily comes from, but they're not packing stadiums,
Right.
And so
So eliminate that. My deal would be you have the top 12, and if the top 12 ranked teams get in,
I say top 16 and don't have a bye week.
I'd be okay with that too. And that gives everybody, it gives those 4 teams, you get Tech, Indiana, Ohio State, and Georgia all get to host a playoff game.
Yeah.
And you get a home game.
I
So
think
now the Notre Dame situation, I do not think Texas should be in. I don't think I'll say it and I'll say it again. They are the Dallas Cowboys of the college football world right now. I don't know if I'd want to play them. I don't think I'd want to play the Cowboys right now. Yes, they had a bad game last week against Detroit, but they are playing better at the right time, as you mentioned, Misty. But when Notre Dame, when they just said they threw in the towel and they're trying to say all this, I love what Brett Yorkman said, the commissioner from the Big 12. He said, AD from Notre Dame, egregious. You made your bed, now you lie in it. In 2020, when the COVID stuff was going on, Notre Dame went and joined the ACC for a little bit to play some football. And then as soon as that was over, they went back to their own bed and said, hey, we'll go do our own thing. And your own decisions are biting you in the rear end now. And so it does not bother me that Notre Dame is out of it, and I think they should be out of it. Miami beat you, they're in. And so
I want to go to our Facebook page because we love our listeners that are interacting. And
Right.
So the question was, who got the biggest CFP snub and Christmas gift? And so as we're talking about, how do you fix this? So Josh 3 says the G5 automatic qualifier has to be removed. Find the 12 or 16 best teams regardless. Because of that, Texas, Notre Dame, BYU, etc., get snubbed, and James Madison will get smashed.
Right, and I think they both will. I think James Madison and Tulane will have a hard time competing against. And they're going to get David Goliath. They're going to get, like I was telling Coach Reed earlier, every cliche that we've got a chance, let's take advantage of this, let's shock the world. Every speech that they can think of, they're going to use, but it's not going to be enough.
Randy Burson said the biggest snub was Notre Dame.
I disagree.
Evan Harris, biggest snub is BYU.
That is a Tech thing.
Only to a top 4 team twice, yet was penalized for their conference championship, unlike Bama. Hello, and thank you, SEC bias. Easiest path is Ohio State, who will easily make the championship game. And then Keith Glover, Tech with a bye is a joke. Can't wait for their wake-up reality check.
Now, I think
the comments from our listeners.
I think Keith is a UT fan. I'm not 100% sure, but I think he's a UT fan. Number 2, I think Evan's biased is the Tech side of it. I don't disagree. They got to play in a college. They had to or got to play in the Big 12. Here's the deal. You played it in the Big 12 and got destroyed. Yes, by the number 4 team in the country, but you got destroyed both times. So I don't think BYU should be in. I agree with Josh. Ironically, Josh 3 agrees with Josh Greer on the group of 5 not getting an automatic bid. If somebody feels like they're destroying people in their path and they play somebody in the group Power 4 and they win a game and they get in the top 12, yes, they can make it. I agree with that as well. I don't think BYU should have got in just because they lost to Tech twice. Who I think got the biggest snub?
No, you said something a while ago, and
I
was waiting for you to take a breath, and you did. So now I'm going to interject.
Okay.
You think Miami should be in over BYU?
Yes.
Okay. Miami lost 2 games. BYU lost 2 games. Miami lost to Louisville and to SMU.
Okay.
BYU had an overall strength of schedule that was ranked higher than Miami and lost 2 games to the same team who's ranked number 4 in the country. So you really think Miami needs to be there instead of BYU? I mean, no, and I'm not no Tech bias. I don't care. I don't care if it was 2 games to other teams other than Tech. If they lost to Georgia and I don't know, whoever number 6 is, Ole Miss.
Right.
Like Miami
think
lost 2 games to unranked teams.
not good teams. I agree with that. I think their win against Notre Dame.
Okay, but we already said Notre Dame didn't deserve to be there. So like,
Well, I mean, I think their head-to-head is what bumped Notre Dame out.
well, I know it. I know what you're saying, but I'm just saying like, if you
Basically, Josh is saying you
like,
can't argue that.
you're saying Notre Dame didn't deserve to be there, and they beat Notre Dame, but that makes them deserve to be there more than BYU.
No, I'm saying the reason Notre Dame is out and that the reason that the committee chose Miami over Notre Dame, I agree with because of the head-to-head. But I also agree, nobody said it, but I do think with the same as Texas, Jeremiah Love won't win the Heisman this week. Probably could. They're playing really well. Notre Dame is. I think they would be tough to stop. But the head-to-head meant something in the committee. They chose that, and that's what they said. The reason why Miami got in over Notre Dame.
Another hot topic is.
No, I mean I understand Miami being in over Notre Dame. They had the same record.
You're
Miami
saying
did
I
head-to-head.
should say You're
I'm
saying
BYU has a better resume than Miami because their 2 losses are to no matter if you think Tech's a pretender, like whoever was on the thing, even if you think Tech's a pretender, their 2 losses were to a highly ranked team. Miami's 2 losses were to unranked teams.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I think BYU is the biggest snub of the people, like of the people that didn't make it. I think BYU is the biggest snub. Now, the way they looked against Texas, I could see you say, okay, the eye test kind of, they didn't hang in that game at all. Or against Tech, I said Texas, whatever. You know what I mean.
Both times they played on.
But
they didn't hang.
But I think that is a resume than losing to Louisville.
right. But Louisville in the time was still toward the end was still battling to get into,
Well,
and then they
know,
lost to
and-
Virginia.
Yes.
And I know the ACC is like it's gone behind the Big 12 as far as power. If you were to rank the 4 conferences.
Yes.
All right, we got to go to break. BYU for you, snub. I don't know if I really have one.
Same.
Yeah, I don't think I have one. All right, when we come back, Grandpa's in the NFL.
It just sounds so funny to say grandpa.
That was good, Josh. That was good.
Well, yeah, I wanted to.
Are y'all here next Friday?
Well, I haven't decided yet.
What is next? Is next Friday Christmas?
No, next Friday's the 19th.
Oh, okay. No, I should be here for the 19th. Now, the 26th and the 2nd, I'll be gone. So I'll be gone 2 weeks in a row.
All right, here's the thing.
And I don't know where you are the 26th. That's the day after Christmas.
Yeah, probably not. Here's the deal for next Friday. Tonight, Wall plays Gunter. If Wall wins, they play in the state championship next Thursday at 7 p.m.
Right.
So we would go to that game, and depending upon,
We were at that game last year. All 3 of us. Remember
Yes.
Wall and Gunter at ACU?
Yeah,
And Wall
they're
lost?
playing at Stephenville this year.
Yeah, I can't go to that. But so anyway, if Wall's playing in the state championship game, we're probably going to spend the night there since it's a 7:00 game.
Right. Okay. When do they play? They play tomorrow?
Play tonight.
Oh, Wall and Gunter does?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so we'll know.
Yeah.
And then we can just get a co-host with us for next week if Josh is out.
Today I need help you to help me figure out what we want to do on the college bowl pick'em. All right, so that changes a little bit. It doesn't a whole lot.
Well, I mean,
We could talk about what game, like next week. I mean, you could almost make it all college football, but
yeah, because all those games are Friday and Saturday.
yes.
But yeah, I'll be gone and then I'll be out of the country on the 2nd. So
You're going back to Jamaica?
y'all won't hit me.
Are y'all going somewhere you won't get sick?
I hope. I don't know. I feel like that's the only time that's ever happened to me.
Where are y'all going this time?
To Mexico. But Yeah, I just have learned I can't eat in airports, or I'm not going to.
I've learned.
Yeah, I've learned. Mistakes were made. Because 16 of the 18 people got it. Got it.
And I know that there's always going to be a snub. Like I brought up basketball, there's 68
Of
teams
course.
that make the NCAA tournament, and like if fifth in the conference, Michigan State doesn't make it, it's like, oh, they got snubbed, like.
Well, that's why I said I don't think.
But
they
don't
ever get
you
it right.
think the brand of BYU is also the reason why the brand of Miami?
Miami has more swag. I mean, but are we trying to set up better TV matchups, or are we trying to get the best? The best
one of the
Well,
things
we
that-
didn't talk about Bama, which has been a lot.
Well, yeah, Bama loses in their
I mean,
championship.
So that's another one to me that I feel like shouldn't be there.
So you would probably replace them with.
I think 3 losses should be a pretty much automatic.
Right. Well, and it was, yeah.
You've already proven that you're not beating these teams.
Yeah.
And you could say that about BYU too. I mean,
Two other people said Vandy, and then there was another BYU snub.
Vandy, I think, also could claim the snub.
Yeah,
title.
I think I would put Vandy. But Bama's a big hot topic.
Welcome back to the Hodgepack Sports Life and everything in between. Congratulations to all those that played our Hodgepack football pick'em. Appreciate Josh getting those games out each and every week, and those that enjoy the Hodgepack. No games. We'll pick some games. They don't know yet. I'm going to throw some games at them. We'll pick some big NFL games. Of course, college football bowl season. Misty's excited about starts tomorrow. I'm
sorry. I was. When I went through and looked at the bowls, when they had that come out on it's like there's 5 or 6 games of all the 20 bowls, not counting the playoff games, that even have teams that you would think that would be an enjoyable game to watch. Mm-hmm. But then when you combine the transfer routes, the coaching maneuvers, the going to sit this out to go to the draft, where you mentioned, you don't even know who's going to be in there. So
or I'm just going to sit out to see which school I'm going to next.
Well, yes. I mean, because there's some games that on paper you would look at and be like, what is it? LSU's playing, who's LSU playing? Houston. And you think that would be an interesting game, but who's going to be there? It's like makes it just, the bowls have been killed, and it's been kind of a slow, death rattle for a few years now. But now going with the full 12 playoff, you have less decent teams anyway in the bowl structure. Combined with all those things that I just mentioned, it's like it's going to have to end. It's going to have to end. Yeah. I know that it's always been a money-making thing, but how do you continue to make money if you put a product that's unwatchable?
But here's the deal, and then I want to transfer.
And I do also think that it's great for the kids, and that's why they get to go to these things, get doted on, get their bags of goodies,
it's a glorified field trip.
Yes.
But I will say this, and then I want to transfer to the NFL. No, you're good. But it's right. But it blows my mind, people and new companies that come out of nowhere to put their name on a bowl, that there may be more people. I'm going to tell you right now, there'll be more people in Stephenville tonight watching Wall Gunner than there will be at some of those bowl games.
100%.
And
totally
so
agree.
So anyway, all right. So I mentioned it in the break that Grandpa's coming to play football, and this past week, that just happened.
How about that? That's an honest answer. Yeah, I will answer your question a little better on the plane, Greg. Not what it was when I walked up the field. All right, I can tell you that. but then I'll follow that up with, I ain't never ran away from anybody.
All right, that's Phillip Rivers, the most recent signee of the Indianapolis Colts, 44 years old, father of 10, grandfather, I believe, of 1. Phillip Rivers now possibly, I don't think it's been identified and official yet, but signed with the Colts, the last team he played for back in 2020. The Colts have had a rough year. They went from Anthony Richardson, that was their franchise quarterback they drafted a couple years ago, to he's gone. Daniel Indiana Jones comes out of nowhere and starts just going, rocking, and they're rocking and rolling. He gets hurt. Riley Leonard is apparently also hurt, Notre Dame guy, or maybe, he got hurt. And now they signed 44-year-old Phillip Rivers, and he has been the talk, and there's a chance he's going to play Sunday against the Seattle Seahawks, who is one of the top defensives in the league in Seattle. Your thoughts when you heard that Phillip Rivers, and the question he was asked is, what was his playing weight, is what the reporter asked, and that's when Phillip said, I'll be honest with you, it's not what it was when I walked off the field at Buffalo in 2020, but then he also made a good point. I never was running away from anybody before.
Yeah, it's sad, really. The Colts, they were 8-2, leading their
the story of the NFL,
and looking very good doing it, and then the wheels came off. They've lost 3 in a row. Now they're in second place in their division instead of first. Daniel Jones was the resurgent story of the year, and you got to feel bad for him just on a human level. You've been a punching bag for the New York media. You get run out of town.
You were getting your Sam Darnold, your Baker Mayfield moment to get a new contract. To maybe if I didn't re-sign with somebody was going to take
somebody was going to pay him, and they still he's going to be out for at least a year with the torn Achilles, which is just so it's like
he's going to have to do what he did again. He's going to have to go back.
He's going to have to pillow contracts,
and have the game of his life, or the games of his life to finish out the season.
Yeah.
Just because it's they call it a
Joe
Cinderella
Flacco's been
story,
doing it,
grandpa
for a
story.
while, too.
Right. I hope that he does well. I loved his press conference when he was like, well, I don't know. I mean, he's just seems so just normal, like a normal guy. And so I hope that he goes out there and actually makes it interesting and makes it a showing.
He's one of those guys that I've always been a fan of, just because of kind of the normal guy kind of aspect of him. I mean, he's an interesting character.
Yeah.
And he is a Catholic, and I guess in the old school sense, because they have a bunch of kids.
Yeah.
And some of the stories with I guess when he was with the Chargers that moved from San Diego to Los Angeles or whatever, that went on there, and they bought a bus to take their family to the game.
Nobody wants it, but how funny would it be, and which company would jump on board if the AFC Championship was Steelers, Colts, the 40-year-old bowl?
Yeah.
It would be pretty wild.
A
lot of options.
I already had that with Flacco versus
Rodgers
earlier, which
true,
but it is a funny story.
Well,
and I don't know if you've been out of the league for 4 years, what kind of or 5 years. Okay, misquoted there. Sorry. Like, obviously, you're not working out to the full, like, be ready to play football for 5 years, not playing football. I'm not saying you just let it all go, like.
Well, and here's my thing, and I want to get to the rest of the league and all that, and we'll get ready to, we'll come back and come off of the show. But is that he actually has some weapons, and that Jonathan Taylor is playing well. But I also wrote this down. Jameis Winston and the NFL just got a lot funnier. Because now Jameis Winston, because if you've ever watched any of the NFL films of, he never cusses, he doesn't, but he talks so much trash and jargon back and forth. It's absolutely hilarious. And so I'm here for it. I don't know if I'd be excited to, it'd be kind of like, hey, you're back. You haven't ran in a long time. Your first run is the New York City Marathon. I feel like that's what he's got when he's playing against Seattle's defense. But it should be very interesting, and it should be it'll be interesting to see what happens. But I'm here for it. Go, Paw. I'm rooting for you, and I hope he beats the Seahawks. When we come back, we're going to pick some games, pick a Heisman, and we'll send you into the weekend. I think it's awesome.
I just hope he doesn't take like one hit and it's like the Aaron Rodgers of the Jets. Yeah. And then done. I hope he can hang in there and does good. Because that would be the best story. They throw Paw in there and he's slinging it around and just doing great. But
I mean, you think about it. 44 years old. You're only 40, right? I'm 48 almost.
How old are you, Josh? 44. Oh, wow. So this is Paw right next to us.
What could you do professionally right now?
Come back and ask him. That is the question when we come back. We just realized you don't have 10 kids, though. You don't have as much stamina as
No, but his twins keep him busy.
That's about 3 kids in each one.
Yeah, I was just looking at that Philip Rivers stuff. Just kind of like, he and his wife got married when he was in college, and he had a kid before he was even in NFL.
Wow.
Right.
That's crazy.
Cowboys, Minnesota, Raiders, Eagles, Bills, Pats, Colts, Seahawks, Lions, Rams. We'll pick those for fun.
For funsies?
And then Heisman.
I peeled all my nails off during that.
I saw that.
But they needed to come off anyway because some of them were already chipping, so I'll have to take care of that.
Is y'all's clan going to Mexico or just y'all 5 before?
No. The Withers, the Lindleys, us, and then their parents.
I don't know what happened to my camera, but I really don't care. But
the kids don't know.
Better not let them watch Facebook.
Well, yeah. They should both be in school. Well, Ethan's probably asleep because he doesn't have a final. He's done with his semester.
The legendary light beer, the originator, the inventor. If this beer could talk,
I can't find like a recent picture of Philip Rivers and his family. It looks like
one gal, writing a story 50 years long and 50
That's crazy.
friends wide, because legendary stories start with a light. Here's the 50 years of Melatonin. Celebrate responsibly. 2025 Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Do you see that Ole Miss and LSU play each other on September 19th next year?
Yeah.
Proud to observe the big country for over 30 years. With temperatures flashing, you need your AC unit to perform at its peak. Contact your trusted heating air specialist and ask about our spring AC tune-up special. To schedule a service appointment, call or visit us online at blackplumbing.com.
Oh, I meant to make that the Phil Hill move of the week. We'll do that when we come back.
Have you enjoyed the Potosi Live experience yet? If not, you're missing one of the best atmospheres around, with amazing food, great drinks, live music, TVs to watch your favorite sporting events. The Potosi Live team will make sure you have an experience that you're going to tell your friends about. Check out Potosi Live.
You know, it sucks if the Cowboys, their record in the division they would be the Miami, they would be the Duke, they would be the Virginia. If it was all about division, aka conference, like it is for them, they would be in the playoffs because their division record is 3-1, and should honestly be undefeated. Golly, that Arizona and Panther loss. I actually just one of those. Just win one of those.
Mhm.
Yep.
There is no way I
Huh?
can qualify for a home run.
What if they go back and review it, protest it?
Your oldest daughter, Haley, was born in 2002,
Is she the one with the kid?
I suppose. And their youngest son, Andrew, was born in 2023.
Their youngest is born when?
2023.
So he's going to be literally only a couple years older than his. What would the granddaughter be to him?
All right. Andrew it was born in 2023. His nephew was born in 2024. Their daughter Haley had her first child, a son, in late 2024. So it's like a 10-month-old, 9-month-old.
Wow.
1 year old.
You hear that? Wow. There's a lot of wow. Again, we're glad that you're with us. We're heading into the weekend. Hodge, Misty, and Josh, the Hodge Pack right here on 106.9, the Country Giant, presented to you by Lido Landing Cattle. Get that Hodge Pack this weekend. Go check out our folks, Potosi Live. If you're looking for a fun place to hang out, they got a lot of things coming up, some concerts. Be sure you check them out. Of course, Mulligan's be a great place to watch some sports as well. Before we pick some games, we figured out, Misty and I understood and learned that Josh is 44. Same age as the potential starting quarterback for Sunday's game between the Colts and the Seahawks. Phillip Rivers back, maybe better than ever. We don't know. Josh, elevator version, what could you play professionally right now?
Absolutely nothing.
That's not true.
I mean, I don't know.
G.I. Joes? You could,
I don't
you
know
could
if
throw
the
some
G.I.
G.I. Joes
I don't know
down.
if a G.I. Joe.
If there was professional BP league, batting practice, pitching league,
I could do that.
and
I
all
mean,
your coach pitch
I
kid
guess-
stuff,
I
could you
guess,
be that?
Yeah, I could throw batting practice.
There you go, folks.
I'm
Start a
not- We've
league.
talked about bowling before. I'm obviously not a good bowler, but I think I'm in a good enough physical condition that I could be a
You
bowler.
can bowl.
Well, and
uh,
we've learned that we don't come from the bowling lineage like
No.
our co-host Misty does.
You really have to be born into it. That's one of those things. Like, I mean, because I mean, you think about it, like I gotten to where like I can't swing a golf club hard because it hurts, like much less like try to like play football.
But you made a really good point, Misty. I remember if it was when we went off air or right leading into. I think it was right after. I just hope he doesn't have the Aaron Rodgers
Me
situation.
too. That's what I worry about, just because he isn't in as good of shape as he probably once was.
Which-
and so,
yeah.
Even with Aaron Rodgers being in great shape, snap 2, he's out.
4 plays was
four
Rodgers.
plays. I mean, so, that doesn't happen. I truly do.
Well, and as a guy that's 47 that wiped out last Monday officiating basketball.
It was a great video.
That was a great
Yeah.
video.
Who took
I'm
that
sorry.
video?
All right, so
And she goes, "Oh, like,
Yeah.
did you listen to the
Oh,
sound?"
Oh, yeah.
It was great.
She was concerned.
so
You should have been concerned. It looked like he did a leg drop on no one.
I was just glad he didn't take out
my-
the scores table.
I wish I would have sat on it and just let her play. I should have. Bo Duke, I should have slid over the top of the scores tables, but obviously the athleticism did kick in. My buddy Clint
You left that somewhere?
Yeah, my 1996. My buddy Clint that I work with said it looked like you were falling for 10 minutes.
It was a little slow.
It looked like you did like the old classic.
So I
Hogan
will
leg
tell
drop.
you.
Like, no.
I will tell you this. I've debated on how long before I was going to send it to anybody.
Uh-huh.
So who filmed it? I was officiating at Wiley East Junior High, which is in our neighborhood area, which somebody that lives in our neighborhood.
Throwaway.
Yep.
Our neighbor, one of our neighbors' kids was on that team. And I joked with, because this wasn't around, you can attest to this. I joked, oh, you little helicopter parents filming everything, I'm going to come get you. I'm joking, but she was filming it because 5-10 years ago, nobody was filming games because it was illegal to do so. You couldn't film them in the stands when we were in school.
Yeah.
Now everybody films
Well, even if
everything.
you wanted to, the camcorder got a little bit
Yeah, you had to be sponsored by an ibuprofen. And so anyway, she filmed it. But yeah, so I debated on whether or not, and it grew on which group I started sending it to feel comfortable about. And so it basically started with, if you need a laugh, here you go.
We made the cut. I feel
Oh,
so
that's
happy.
good.
Yeah,
We made the
yeah,
cut.
yeah.
I posted it on X. It's okay.
Yeah.
And
it's
that's
actually
fine.
gonna go
I
viral
really
today.
wanted to figure out some AI stuff to make it really fun.
Yeah.
And maybe we'll still do that. And we may put it on our Facebook page.
It was funny. And we've all had taken a little tumble.
Yeah, you're right. It happened.
It happened.
Yeah, I
But
just
see,
have.
you know, one of those things that I don't. If you've ever filled out one of those like medical forms where it says like, "Have you fallen in the last year?" And I'm like, what? Now Hodge has to say yes. So
Not if I wait till January 1.
Not only are it's like, have you fallen in the last year? And I guess that's like makes you more of a health risk. So
Yeah.
Hodge.
Yeah, the agility did not kick in. All right, so Cowboys are playing Sunday night against the Minnesota Vikings.
Why do they always have to play?
I don't know.
I mean, I get it. It's prime time and that's great and everything, but I don't like Sunday night games. I don't like Monday night games. Thursday night games, yeah, but not really. I want a good old 3:25 Sunday afternoon start, and we don't have another one for the rest of the year.
I know.
No, maybe we'll get a playoff game where we went out and have some help. Do the Cowboys beat the Vikings Sunday?
Yes. Absolutely.
All right, I want to get through these. So do you think? All right, go Raiders. We need the Raiders. Go Raiders. Does the Colts play anything close to the Seahawks, or is it a blowout?
No, I don't think so. But the problem is that like the hope for the Cowboys is the Eagles continuing to struggle. Like that's
They're
only,
spiraling.
They are spiraling.
It could happen.
With Jalen Hurts had an interception and a fumble lost on the same play.
Which is impressive.
That is impressive. I mean, that's like
a new.
how do you even do that?
New
Yeah,
stat
like,
unlocked.
The only thing would have been better if he would have scored and then fumbled.
How do you score that?
He scored and got a safety on himself at the same time. Yeah.
Like, so I don't know if he picked up a tackle also. That'd be like the greatest play ever.
6-4-3 double play on himself.
Yeah. So yes, the Eagles are in a hurt. No pun intended.
Right.
But they also play the Commanders twice and
The Raiders. Yeah.
So it's like the schedule is not helping us from the we need help to make it.
We just need them to have so much issues that they Tampa Bay Buccaneer the next 3 weeks and then get in. The big game for you two, especially you, Bills, Patriots. Patriots, new era for them. This is not not a Tom Brady led Patriots team. How will they handle this? The Bills have done it. They've been there, done that, all the things.
How about them beating the man? Whenever you were like, what's the
To beat the man, you got to be the man. You got to beat the man.
Granted, we've been here before. We've been here before with the Bills, but that was a great.
I do think it's a benefit that the Patriots are playing at home. But the Bills, man, they had a big win in the snow game. Josh Allen looked really good.
He looked really good.
He can,
And so it'll be interesting.
Showing.
If we were picking Bills or Patriots.
I'm going Bills all the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm hoping the Patriots win just to keep it interesting. And we could not have a lot of people not in the playoffs. Finally, is it Mendoza's to lose? Is there any chance anybody else wins the Heisman?
I've got Mendoza.
I mean, yeah.
All right, we got 30 seconds. I don't like it anymore because betting has made it worse because now the favorites, like there's not going to be a surprise. There's not going to be a surprise. Sorry, not happening. Heisman Mendoza. It'll be unfortunately boring to watch. Hey, go check out Booyah, Stuart Scott. Great documentary. We'll be back with more Hodgepack Sports Life and everything next week. More KLGD music on the way. Have a great one.
Another great documentary, The Reckoning, 50 Cent's documentary about